Leafs talk. JD Bunkis, Sam McKee. Leafs lose the Battle of Ontario. Kind of a bit of a stinky one. Game started really hot. I thought that it was going to be a really exciting game. Thought it cooled down over the second and third period. But I think the story of the game, brother, is should Berube have challenged that game-winning goal?
The unequivocal answer is absolutely 100% yes.
Yeah.
And even in the moment, so they show they thought it was a high stick. I texted you originally high stick because it looked like he kind of got it from behind the net. And then I didn't even realize the direct kneeing motion where, listen, like I saw some people saying it was after the puck hit him that the follow through was there. And for a video team that's really hung their head on being excellent at this and the point of the game you were at and the lack of offense and the lack of anything that seemed to be happening. This is like his skate is a foot off the ice by the time it goes in. I really can't. I'm really looking forward to hearing what Berube says after the game for the rationale. But like, yeah, I mean, it's a really surprising miss from a team that's usually really, really good at these.
So this is my thought on it. I didn't catch it like right away. And then you mentioned the Lorentz goal that got called against the Leafs. And you shared that in our group chat. And I looked at the Lorentz goal and I thought to myself, the Lorentz goal that was called off earlier this year is less of an actual kicking motion than what you saw here tonight. And
oh, great. We have it here. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is great. Like, okay, so we saw Exhibit A. I'm not trying to be like Mr. Complainer here. But
no.
Like, I don't know. What's the difference between me and you?
That was a great save by who should be the starter, Logan Thompson for Team Canada, by the way. Anyways, yeah, it's just the exact
call, by the way. Didn't even get the call for.
I know. But what a save that is. Splits. And then listen, this is if you're watching Lorentz, it's a distinct nudging motion. He nudges it. Like it's a nudge with the top of his pants. His skate doesn't even come off the ice, does it, in this play? Like it's a bang bang.
It's like really about the skate coming off the like ice. It's like the motion of the leg wherever it is. It's like if you look at the goal that the Sens scored, it's like I don't know, when does the kick start? Is that what they're debating? Like when? Like it's clearly a kicking motion.
Yes,
but I agree with people that are like, if you're saying the puck hit him before he actually did the kick follow through. I like kind of agree with that too. It's a tricky one. Here's what I'm saying though. I got to give the benefit of the doubt to the Leafs video room. They've just really the best in the league. Well, the thing is,
I got it wrong. They got it wrong for me. There's a rare mistake.
Here's the thing. I agree with you in the sense of the time and place was to do it right there.
Yes.
Like it was like, was it a high stick? Did the puck actually cross the line? Did he kick it in? You had like three things that maybe you could have gotten. I don't think that it was any of the three conclusively, by the way. I think the closest one you do have is the kick. But you see what I'm saying? Like it hits him. And then after it hits him, it's almost like the doctor test where they check the reflexes, where they like hit the knee and then it moves. Like I feel like he kicked after the puck hit him, and that's why they didn't challenge it. So benefit of the doubt, even though it's like two things can be true. I think it was like bad not to challenge, but I don't think they would have won the challenge.
Okay. See, I think they would have won it because it's just, I like I said to you a million times, I don't need to go back in circles, but just if it hits you and your skate leaves the ice in a kicking motion, regardless if it bounced off beforehand or whatever, a distinct kicking motion was involved in a puck entering the net in the third period of a hockey game, and it was allowed to count. So regardless if it bounced off him, whatever the hell you want to say, is it okay, Your Honor? Is that or is that not a kicking motion?
Yeah. I again, kicking motion, but Your Honor, when did the kick begin? When did the kick begin? Did it begin after the puck was already off of his body? Yes. Like, look at it. Watch it again from that angle. Luke, can you play just that angle again?
Slow-mo. I get it.
Yeah,
super slow-mo right there.
But that's what they do in the video room, brother. What do you think they do? Play it at game speed and try to make the call there? It's like, yeah, that's why they did it. So to me, it's like it hits him and then he reflectively kicks the puck. So anyway, whatever. I think you're right. I wouldn't have been heartbroken about the challenge. I kind of think that they should have done it, but based on that angle we have where it's like he starts to kick when the puck's already in the air, I don't think they win it. But either way, the Leafs lose. They could have done more offensively. I got to say, other story tonight is really just felt like one-line team again, which is natural given the forwards are missing. But boy, oh boy, did the fourth line before the shot?
What line were you thinking of that was the one line?
The Matthews line.
Yeah, I thought Marner and McMann were really good tonight. And, we were texting back and forth a bit about this, so I'm not going to step on your toes. But I thought, in that first period where it's a really, really emotional first period and everybody's at each other's throats and you're whacking and hacking and it's the Battle of Ontario and everybody's pissed off. I needed more emotional involvement from him. He's the captain of the team. And I think a big reason that kind of stopped is because the Leaf stars just like, it's kind of what happens in the playoffs, right? When there's physicality and when it starts to get a little bit nasty, they start to go away a little bit and they start to become a little bit less involved emotionally. They start getting that look on their face. Matthews' line had a few good shifts, I thought. They controlled the puck. He had one shot on net tonight. I didn't think he was around it very much at all. I really, really didn't love the involvement. And, I'll let you step in here, but a night after, it's a tough look.
Well, I would say this, like when I talk about one-line team, I don't really mean like, I thought that they were dominant. I mean, like when they came over the boards, you felt like, okay, they have a chance to score. Whereas the other lines, it's going, hopefully William Nylander can cherry pick his way into a breakaway because otherwise I don't know what you're going to really get from the offense from the rest of the group. You and I mentioned that we thought Holmberg was all right. He's kind of doing more things as of late. We've liked his game, but you're just not going to rely on the guy to finish ever, right? So ultimately, one-line team in the sense of you're going to hope that when 34 and 16 come over the boards with Bobby McMann, who did score a nice goal today. Old lad McConkey found the spot, found the soft spot in the zone, sat down, caught the pass from his quarterback and just zipped one in. But yeah, I just didn't feel like they were threatening. But to the Matthews point, I'm totally with you. Hey, so you said the fans were quiet, and I'm fine with it. I'm not like a crybaby.
One of my favorite things a captain of the Leafs has ever said is like calling out the quiet, crappy fans at Scotiabank Arena.
I genuinely don't understand how there were people crying about Matthews saying, saying oh,
yeah,
how could he say that about the fan base when it's like, you mean the thing that everybody criticizes the arena for? The guy that plays there and is the captain of the team can't comment on that? Give me a break. Like, are there greater issues at play? Does Austin Matthews need a lecture on how the seats are expensive? Do I think it's like his responsibility to be going to like MLSE and being like, how do we get the real loud fans? No, like this is a problem that does not involve Austin Matthews. And for him to comment on it, I actually think is upward pressure on the organization to look at things and say, damn, it's kind of embarrassing that we always get talked about in this regard, that our arena is a morgue on any given night in the 100s.
What's the Woody Harrelson meme with them like wiping away the tears of money? Like they don't care.
Yeah. Oh, it's true. Yeah. It's from Zombieland.
You're like, oh, we're devastated.
Yeah. I know. Like,
we're devastated.
But I will say that I kind of do wonder if maybe they'll start to be a little less, how it is, bud, down that section. Like you got ushers that'll actually tell you, be quiet.
Yeah,
so maybe a little bit less of at least that, trying to encourage the culture a little bit. I don't know. Look at some things that should change. They do the futures game. What's that called? The next gen game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why they can't get creative with some other
the rich
things.
people's kids just get to go.
Yeah, for sure. But but
so just the rich kids go instead of great.
My point is that it's a bigger issue for another day. But if you're going to call out the fans and then you're going to go play in Toronto's second home, the home of like the actual real fans,
they're better.
Get one shot when they're chanting "Go Leafs, go" in that arena, and the other players are talking yet again, doing their yearly like, it pisses us off, Kyle.
Yeah. Kyle, we hate it.
Kyle, we hate it, Kyle. Like you gotta kick ass, you gotta have a monster game after you do that. So I'm with you. It's like it's a call and response, Matthews. You can't call it out and then go and play a game like you had tonight. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it wasn't nearly good enough. And I actually thought Marner was unbelievable tonight.
Marner
carrying the puck,
outrageously
winning pucks. I mean, I don't know what the time of possession he would have had by himself, but it felt like a Quinn Hughes-esque night where the puck was on his stick most of the time that he was on the ice, snapping it around. I thought the pass he makes McMann from behind the net's awesome. Is really, really good tonight. So impressed by McMann. I think that, I was wondering why they didn't put Domi up there just to kind of get him going, to kind of ignite his game a little bit. And I think they made the right choice putting McMann there, big body, flying around, winning pucks back. But, in a game that's really emotional, in a game where you're playing against a real rival here that's fighting for their playoff life, and there's real emotion in the building, and there's fights, and the rookies getting kneed in the first shift, and there's all this stuff. You would have liked to see a little bit of emotional involvement from the captain of the team.
Yep. I agree. Can I do nightly Bobby McMann talk?
Yes. Love Bobby McMann talk.
So outside of the classic McConkey knows where to find spots, right?
Jesus, that's a great pass.
Awesome pass through the defender's leg. No, Marner deserves a lot of credit for the way he played tonight, man. I really thought he was spectacular.
Me too.
But McMann also just fit with these guys. He can skate. He gets to the spots, big body. He's just he's really taken another step this year. This isn't just a fluke or him getting to play with good players. And it just it was really, I sat there kind of thinking, watching him after that goal. It's crazy how important he is to this team now.
Huge.
He can play anywhere. Anybody you want to put Bobby McMann with, you can do it. We've seen him fit with Nylander. We just saw him fit with this line. And yeah, I know a lot of players can fit with Matthews and Marner, although I think the only guy I remember that couldn't do it was Nick Ritchie and and Steven Lorentz. That's the list of guys that
poor Stevie
couldn't do it. Everybody else has looked pretty okay, but I just like the way that he drives. He's a play driver, dude. He fits with stars. He fits with middling guys. He can do things on his own. He can skate. He can pass. He overpassed a little bit tonight, but he can shoot it. I just love his game, and he's so important. And it's just crazy to me that he went from, wow, this was a great found money, to this guy has to be healthy come playoff time, because for the secondary scoring narrative, he's maybe the most important guy.
I mean, I don't think he's secondary anymore. It
depends on how you feel about guys.
He's playing on the top line now. He has gone from secondary scoring to, the quote unquote X factor for this team.
Yeah.
He really has. It's just the way he's moved up this lineup, and it's crazy. Healthy scratch opening night.
Yeah.
Healthy scratch opening night.
Forgot
and now
about
he's
that.
playing on the top line. It's been quite.
But maybe it worked.
Yeah, man. Maybe it worked. But I'm so impressed with this guy. And there's not a ton of guys in this team where if they win, he's good at poking pucks and getting into odd man rushes. And he's really, outside of Nylander, the only guy in this team that really has breakaway speed and strides. So for their transition game, is he their second best transition player? Honestly, Marner's great passer,
Marner, but yeah.
I mean, but he's not breakaway speed guy.
No, I know, but still, just the way that he sees the ice and controls the puck, his puck handling, it just whatever. I'm
north south. Just he is if he could run into a few more people, I think that he was trying that a little bit tonight. I still don't think he wants to do that a ton. I really don't think that's in his game, is to be more physical. So you take what you can get from him on that front. But yeah, man,
I think we've seen a little bit more though.
He's trying, but he just doesn't have it. It doesn't
not
have
his blood. It's not like Nyes where he just wants to make contact on every play. It does feel a little forced at times, but I appreciate the effort. Can I say that? Can I appreciate the effort from a player where it's not natural?
Yes.
And you talk about just the transition of his game. It's he can also go to the front of the net. He doesn't seem bothered there. He's not a perimeter player. So on this team with a lot of perimeter guys, a lot of other guys that are pretty okay being around the boards, he's not one of them. I like that he moves around, makes himself available, drives the net, plays well in transition. Just an awesome player. I really like him. Can we talk about the knee?
Yeah, which I was going to say we could go that next.
Yeah. I don't want to see guys get hurt, but Cousins is a dirtbag play. And it's just I thought Bieksa, did you see the intermission?
No, I was talking to Allie. I went upstairs.
He did a great breakdown of just the circle back forechecker, how this is one of the plays that they just want out of the game. And they showed, obviously I hated seeing it, savvy hit and because that's what they come on, right? Where it's the guy has a big advantage with a vulnerable player. And Quillian doesn't see him. And here comes Nick Cousins trying to light up a kid in his first NHL game and then sticks the leg out late. It's an awful play by him. And I'm not going to say you get what you deserve or whatever, but I'll say this. I'm glad it was you, not him.
I will say that there's a saying, a very famous one, that starts with F around, and the ending of it is find out.
Yeah.
You know, like you come flying through. He tries to throw the chicken wing. The chicken wing's not there. Extends the leg to make contact. And listen, Cuz has been doing this his whole career.
That's
Since
what I mean.
junior hockey.
He gets zero benefit of the doubt, buddy.
No, like this guy is like, he's been doing this all through every level of hockey. I've watched him do dirtbag stuff his whole career, and he tried another one here, and he's probably going to be out long term. And the last thing I'll say is, that's a shame. The Jerry Seinfeld thing.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's a shame.
It's a real shame.
It's a real shame.
Real shame.
God, Sportsnet, like tugging at the boys' heartstrings, showing mom right away. I'm like, good Lord, like, God.
The face cover actually made me
sick.
Like, go.
I was like, I'm driving to Ottawa to punch Nick Cousins in his hospital bed tonight. Like, I'm on my way.
Hey, listen, I know you and I talk about how guys react to clean hits.
Yeah.
But I think it was pretty telling what this hit was based on Cousins writhing in agony on the ice and all of the Leafs that are out there going, we're going to kill you for this. Like, trying to literally kick him when he's down on the ice. So, ugly play.
God,
but to the dangerous. Mom stuff, can we just quick side mom talk?
Mom talk into mom talk. You know, I love that. I got accused of being horny on the Twitter timeline because I said I loved her. I was getting a lot of horny burns on my Twitter.
Again, two things can be true, but I love this mom. Yeah. This is a military mom, military parents, 30 years, get to see their kid all flying in. The family content has been amazing lately, but this was this is the one of the season. Like, this is a legendary Mount Rushmore moment for that family. I would have liked to see, his line get a shot and his moments of the game not be getting kneed and getting hemmed were the Quillian moments outside of his mom's scammer work. But 30 years in the military, salute to service, and awesome that they got to see their kid play. And I loved the interview, how excited she was, and the brother talking about it. It was good stuff, man. It was really good stuff. Enjoyed it.
She honestly never mentioned herself in the interview. It was all about the boy, like just loves it. And I just, you love to see great stories like that. The only
mixed in her other son in it too.
Yeah,
like,
got him in. This is my other boy. I'm like,
I don't just love my one son. There's more than one LeBaron, Freddie. That's a deep cut. But
but I will say, my only complaint, if anyone in the Maple Leafs organization is listening to this, and I know some of them listen, get the woman a better hat. As a hatsman, like, were they like, hey, can we find the worst Maple Leafs hat of all time and give it to the guy's mom? That is the worst hat I've ever seen. Yes.
Do you agree with my take that I sent you?
What did you say? I forget. Oh,
any one of those Scorebug abbreviated hats. Tor, Boss, all horrible except for there's two that work. NY, LA.
Yeah.
All others that they've ever tried. Fee, like the PHI, like awful.
Yeah.
If actually branding opportunity for 32 Thoughts, free for me, because Elliot likes to do his bad ones, is to make team colors with his bad abbreviation on the hats.
Erase this.
What?
Are we live? Don't let anyone hear that.
Why? Because it's a good idea.
It's like the Dougie Ford wearing that like Canada's not for sale hat, and like 85 different companies making them.
I'm not even kidding. I literally tried to work a government person I know to be like, how do I get one of those?
Grind.
But the thing is then, anyway, it's like, you're making a statement? I don't know.
Yeah, you're making a statement.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I don't want to make a statement. I'm not out here trying to make statements.
No,
I just thought the hat was funny and cool.
Great hat.
Can I just like the hat and think it's cool? But you can't, because you're walking around and you're like, you're making a statement.
You and I both know that's not how it works, brother.
I want to wear a shirt where if I wear that hat, that just says, I'm not making a statement with this hat.
Look at that hat. Who got that hat? I hope she didn't pick it out. I hope she didn't pick it out. But God, it's a terrible hat. Sorry.
That's something here too. It's a bad hat family right now because that's a bad toque.
That's the most stock hockey guy toque of all time. I'm surprised he wasn't wearing a suit with that toque. That's what they all wear.
Yeah, it's a bad hat family. It's a great family. Thank you for your service. Bad hat. Okay. You have anything major from this game? I don't. Well, actually, Wool. I guess we should probably talk about, right?
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, he was good. He was good again.
Really, he just looked like refreshed and really sharp. That first period in particular, he made like a bunch of outrageous saves. We got a pack of just what his first period looked like.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, just there's that little, I know Wool's numbers have been spectacular as of late, right? They've been fine, but he's been letting in the odd leaky goal. And you and I have mentioned at times he's looked a little labored, tired, whatever you want to say. And maybe that's a little bit of us projecting the fear of losing the guy to an injury or overworking him or whatever. But I just thought tonight was the best he's looked in a little while in terms of like the confidence, the athleticism, the way that he was moving around, and just like, God, nothing was getting by him tonight except for what was a power play goal, just absolute snap where it's a 4-on-3, which by the way, I have a dumb guy take. I think 4-on-3 is scarier than 5-on-3.
I mean, there's just way more ice. I don't think it's an awful take at all. Like there's just so much more ice for them to snap it around. When you have 3 guys on the ice, you are at an extreme disadvantage. And when there's extra ice to just kind of pass it around and there's less guys to defer to, it's way more direct. I think it's a good take.
Feels that way, right? It just feels that way. So he gives up that one. And then the other one maybe shouldn't have even counted, but it's like a weird one where it's like almost a high stick, almost doesn't get by him, kind of a kick, just a ping pong bad break goal. Well, literally both were bad break goals because it was a literal bad break of David Kamp's stick on the 4-on-3. And then it's a bad break the way that the puck bounced and ends up an inch over the goal line. But yeah, I thought Wool was awesome tonight. He looked amazing. And yeah, hopefully this is what he continues to look like when he can get even more rest when Stolarz comes back, which looks pretty imminent now.
That's what I was about to say here. Like this 2-week break is going to be really good for the Leafs.
Yeah,
it is. Where, you're sending your 3 guys, which is clearly scary, but like the Four Nations face-off schedule is not like every other night insane. Like it's, it's a Thursday, Saturday, like it's not crazy. So if you can survive that, getting through it with your 3 best players healthy, coming out of this break, you're going to have Joe Woll refreshed. You're going to have a healthy Anthony Stolarz. You're hopefully going to have John Tavares a little bit more refreshed, getting close to coming back. You're going to have a bit more health. You're going to have rested Tanev, who's been playing a ton, blocking every shot, McCabe, all this stuff. And then you come out of the break heading into the trade deadline. I do like where the Leafs are at for the stretch run. And you just kind of, this Western road trip going out there, like, you're going to have the Oilers next Saturday, Flames. Like it's a tough, grindy trip. But if you can get through that with your head above water, win a couple of the games, keep your lead in the Atlantic Division, they're looking in good shape. And the goaltending to me is one of the main reasons to be excited about this team. Like the way Stolarz looked and the way that Joe Woll has responded in terms of just looking like he can play these games, looking like, he was at his career high tonight. He set. Was it tonight that he played? No, yeah. Was it his career high tonight that he set? I think it was. I think he tied it last game.
I've been tracking that.
But I think
either way, you know what? The one thing that he
just looks fine. He looks tired some night, but like he's playing and he looks healthy, and it's like fine.
He looks like a number 1 goalie taking the number 1 goalie workload, and that is something that you never knew about him until this stretch. Yeah, like you now know that about Joe Woll. You feel far more confident in his ability to stay healthy, his ability to handle that workload, and what he looks like over a larger sample, because now we have like essentially this full season. Even though he and Stolarz were splitting the net, there were times where Stolarz was getting more. Yeah, he's at 26 games. Yeah, his career high is 25, so he's now gone over. So for a guy that's only played 25 games, career high, this is pretty important for this dude and what he's established and the way that he's looked. So good one for him tonight. Not again, I don't really know what else to pick up. I thought actually Morgan Riley was okay tonight. Like thought he had moments, thought he was like just looked better, right?
Yeah, better.
Like so
I'm trying to see how much did he end up playing tonight. Felt like he was out there quite a bit. And they leaned on him in bigger spots. He played 23-49 tonight. One block shots, zeros everywhere else. So, I mean, I
thought that he was kind of jumping up in the play a little bit. He was getting back. There was one moment where he made like a really desperate play skating back. Yeah, put his head down and made it with the stick clean. And I thought, okay, you learned your lesson a little bit from last game. I just, we've been crushing him all season, and I just thought he was solid tonight.
Did you hear the Leafs? There's a Leafs line caller. We did the Leafs line on Friday and Kipper and Born. He's like, you and JD and Sammy making fun of Morgan Riley. It was like,
making fun.
Well, not making fun, but hey, and you said you'd never say anything bad about him until the playoffs every year. And I'm like, we did say that. We did.
Yeah.
Anyways, I
am a liar.
We broke our truce. I have a rapid fire thing for you.
Sure.
So Brady Tkachuk's last goal was January 7th against the Detroit Red Wings.
Okay.
It's now January 25th. I think that's 10 games without a goal now for him.
Okay.
I get it. Just play hockey, man. Like, that's the captain of your team. Like, just play hockey. Like, you can have the emotional edge. You can be like, it's just, he's not even concentrating on the puck half the shifts. All he wants to do is run into guys and with his face and just look mean and like try to fight and like get into it with everybody. Like, I love his physicality. I love the way, but like, focus on shooting the puck in the net, man. He's not playing hockey out there right now. It's crazy. He's so over the top.
I think that has been a long-standing criticism of him.
But like,
I don't think
tonight was like, I was like, oh my God. What do you end up with? One shot sort of off the half wall where he was coming down on a half break.
Bit of like the Sens are down 4-1 and then Brady Tkachuk fights. And but whatever. The way I feel about it is it would have been nice if you could have combined he and Matthews into one guy tonight.
Yes. The combination of both captains would have been really good player tonight.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. That both guys left
a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah, that both guys left you wanting, but for the opposite reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one guy should have been just a little bit more focused on the physical side and establishing himself in the dirty areas and maybe getting into it a little bit like that. I don't know. It's just, can I be honest?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm with you. I totally hear what you're saying. And you saying you get it. And the way he was tonight, I totally agree. But I still see that on a night like tonight and go, I'm envious of it.
Yeah, you want it for sure.
We don't like Toronto doesn't have that. Like it's just always support characters that do it. And for them to have ahead of the that's the thing about those Tkachuk brothers is both of them like they're involved in every game. Like you're just like Matthews tonight was not involved at all. And at least Brady was involved in a way. Like
for sure.
Again, people will hate that take, but I'm just saying what I'd kill for a guy that just has some nastiness to him. That matters.
For sure.
And that's kind of nice, but he's not nasty and mean. He's just like tough and young and he's like a big dumb jock. Where it's like, he's like a mutant who wants to hit guys and be in front of the net, but I don't view him as like a nasty player who's just like laying the lumber and like that. It's just, anyway, whatever.
But when you're supposed to be one of your team's best players and you can't score and you've got 10 without and all you're doing is running around, it's like you need to have a couple enter the net. And then
you know what I'd be saying to you if I was him?
This is how I get myself going, or shut up.
No, I'd be saying
both for those things.
Scoreboard?
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. But and then I'd be like, what did you do tonight? Nothing. That's what I would say. And Domi did a great job of getting him under the skin. Every shift.
One contribution this evening.
He was just like, hey, big dumb idiot. I know you're gonna do dumb idiot things. And he's like, every time he obliged. Like he did. He got him to take a stupid penalty. He just came up and gave him a little cross check, and he immediately.
No, I think they called the penalty on Tkachuk before, and then they added one.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay.
I think that's the way that it was. But either way, I still actually like that from Domi. Like I was like, it's fine. You do that. You do what you do. Let me see. I got nothing else.
Last thing for me, been a lot of crowd talk over the last 3 or 4 days. It's been a popular take floating around. We did it on our show. I'm sure you've talked about it. It's just, this is what you see. And you're like, God, this is what it should be like. That's what
it should be like this every game.
That's what Scotiabank Arena should be every single night. And it's like, go Leafs, go. And I thought they had an excellent read. I thought they had an excellent read on the game where if the Leafs had a couple great third period shifts where they hemmed him in, like the Holmberg line had a couple great ones with Lorentz and they were cycling the puck and they're hitting people and the crowd's feeding off it. Go Leafs, go. It's like, if you had these people at Scotiabank Arena, the traveling crowds in there every night, people would say it's the best barn in the league. And it just
of course.
breaks my heart.
It'd be there with Montreal. Like it would be those two arenas that would be the best in hockey.
Yeah.
I think that the Alberta teams do it right as well. Like
100%. Oilers crowds, unbelievable.
Yeah, Oilers crowds are amazing. And I feel like they get a little underrated actually at times, but they're nuts. They're so good. But yeah, I agree. We've hammered them a million times. The problem is that Leafs games became too trendy. Like it became the thing in the city. Too many corporate seats that got bought up. Too many quiet rich guys that just want to sit back there and be at the game and take their Instagram picture and then go have the meal and sit there quietly and leave before the game's over. So sucks, but it's just the reality.
Even when they're winning, they'll leave.
Honestly, I know that this is like a show for Leafs fans, but it's like it's almost gotten to the point where if you told me like, yeah, I'm a season ticket holder in the 100s, I'd be like, I don't respect you. It's so dreadful, man. Like, listen, I'm not going to say my feelings on certain things, but there was a certain video by a certain guy who, whatever. But,
I know. Yeah.
And it's like, and whatever. I'm not saying I would be loving that guy around me, but like, you just see the images of the people. And it's like, that's what it is, where it's like,
I know who the people are.
Yeah. It's like, ugh. Anyway, hate it. Drives me crazy. So yeah, like
our show is over. Time for another beer.
No. Anyway, yeah. All right, now we're in trouble. Time to go. Time to wrap this sucker up. Subscribe to our podcast. Leave a review on iTunes. You can leave 5-star review. You can hit the thumbs up on Twitter, on YouTube. You can rattle because we did that. Yeah, it's all right. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at JD Bunkis and at Sammy McKee, and we will see you. What's the schedule this week? Is it Tuesday?
Wednesday, just Wednesday night against the Wild. Right. 1 game week.
Yeah, Wild game, and then we're going to be actually off on Saturday. We're going to a wedding for our good buddy.
Tough scheduling, buddy. The Oilers night?
Whatever.
Tough one.
182.
Oh,
buddy, he scheduled it right around he scheduled it the week before Super Bowl. I respect him where he was like,
it's good.
He wasn't messing with Super Bowl weekend, and he's a football guy more than anything. So it's like, I respect our boy. I love him for it. Anyways, we'll see you on Wednesday.